Do not attempt to adjust your set. This is a streaming freedom video bulletin. It cannot be stopped, and it is the only free voice left on the net.
Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. The following Skyrim mod video on PS4 is what I'm hoping to be a help video for those that need it, for when you get the notification, usually with port mods, that says this creation cannot be enabled since it depends on files that aren't present. This is a fix that I use, a workaround, to get the mod working. Now, please note that I'm not going to guarantee that this will work for you. I can only tell you it works for me. But I am Skyrim Special Edition PS4 Slim. I don't know how it will work on Anniversary or on either version on PS5. Now, this is Wearable Lantern PS4. This mod has been telling me that I can't enable it when attempting to download it, and I used a workaround to get it active. For those that don't want to sit through the entire video because I will not be cutting any footage, the workaround is disconnect your internet service, enable the mod offline. So for those of you that don't want to stick around, now you know how to do it. For those of you though that want a much more detailed walkthrough, including exactly what I'm doing, then let me take you back in a little earlier to the creations page and walk you through what I'm doing. As such, I will not be cutting any footage, so I do apologize, but this video will be quite long. Okay, so for those that need it, here is a step-by-step of what I do when one of these mods triggers this bug. First, I'm going to go to the latest category and find one of the ones that is being affected. I know Wearable Lanterns PS4 is currently doing it, support by mod author Gokuwell. When I attempt to download it, I'm going to get this notification. Creation cannot be enabled since it depends on files that are present, even though I'm not missing anything. I'm going to select OK. I'm going to go into the load order. You can see it placed it here for some reason. I'm going to move it down to where I want it. One of two things is going to happen after file reload. It will either stay where I put it, highly unlikely, or more likely it's going to move down to the very bottom of the load order. It does not matter. Just go ahead and place it. Now back out of the load order, back out of the mod page, back out of the creations page, select OK to reload the files. I do apologize for the length that this is going to be, but I will not be cutting any footage since I'm doing this step by step. Also, it should be noted that I'm using a modified version of advice that was originally given by mod author Lux.DRice. Now, this is heavily modified from his because he had many steps that I felt were unnecessary in doing this. I do one thing to get these mods to work, and that is simply disabling internet connection access to where it cannot connect to Bethesda Net, because I believe that the bug is triggering when it's trying to be connected to Bethesda Net. So now I have to save my footage so that I don't lose it. After I've done that, I'm going to completely close the Skyrim app. I'm going to go to the PS4 settings on the XMB, find the network settings, find the box that is checkmarked for connect to internet, and disable that connection so that I cannot connect the console to the internet. After I've done all that, I'll be back with you guys. Okay guys, so I'm now back. So after I reloaded the files, I closed Skyrim completely. Then on the system XMB, I went to the settings, network settings, uncheckmarked the box that said connect to internet so that the system cannot connect to the network. Then I relaunched the game. I got a notification that says cannot connect to server, so network features for this application unavailable. That's what I want to see, so that it cannot try to connect to Bethesda Net, because I believe that is what is triggering the bug. Go ahead, push any button, and you'll see that the creations menu is grayed out, and when you try to select it, you'll get a notification saying couldn't connect to Bethesda Net servers. Would you like to modify your load order? Select yes. Okay, so since I'm not connected to Bethesda Net, you'll notice that there is no description for any of these and no icon. Perfectly fine. I do have to go a little bit slower though to see if the mod is still where I placed it. Most likely it is not. It's down at the bottom of the load order. But I always take this extra step because it works, so I figure why not. Doesn't hurt to do a little bit extra. It is down at the bottom though, so let's go ahead and grab it, put it back where it was at. Also, I highly recommend whenever you move a mod, pick up and place your L1. When you pick it up and it's in your hand, so to speak, never cancel out with circle. If you do that, you're going to fuck up your entire mod load order. Anything that you moved before reloading files will be back like you never moved it. that back. Go ahead, hit X on it to enable it. Now you'll see it enables like it's supposed to. Hit circle to back out of here. Select OK to reload the files. Now, after files have reloaded, again, I highly suggest that just like before, you completely close the Skyrim app. You should always do that after reloading your files, after making any changes. That includes adding, deleting, enabling, disabling, or rearranging anything in your load order. I highly recommend closing the Skyrim app. That way everything loads correctly. Also, since you have closed out of it, you can now go back to your PS4 network settings at this time and reconnect to the internet because the mod will be active. We're going to come back in here, head into the game, and I'll just show you real quick that the mod is indeed active, even though it had given me that notification. I'll go ahead and craft one of the lanterns real quick. So let me save my footage, and then I'll be back with you guys in just a minute. Okay, so I'm now back once again. What I did this time was, after reloading the files, I completely closed the app. I went back to the PS4's network settings, reconnected internet access, and what I would highly recommend you do, what I do, is after making the change and enabling the mod, I go into the game and I force some saves in there with the mod active before I attempt to go back into the creations page and do anything else. So that's what I'm recommending that you should do too if you're having to follow my steps. In case, go ahead, push any button. You'll see that the creations now is white again. I could go in there if I want, but I'm going to select continue my save. Because I made a change in the load order, I need to make certain I select current when it pops up. So go ahead and select current. And although I normally would cut these screens, I just want to make it perfectly clear as much as I can that this is now the mod active and working like it is supposed to, even after giving the notification, so I will not be cutting the load screen. And while we wait for this, then I want to say once again that I'm using a modified version of the advice that Lux.DRice gave. Lux.DRice originally mentioned disconnecting from the internet, but also turning off things like being able to check for missing creations and a bunch of different stuff. And I found those steps to be unnecessary. This is what I do. And again, I'm not going to say that it will work for you. I cannot guarantee that because of the way Skyrim is and the way that it breaks for so many different people in so many different ways. But I can show you as much as possible exactly what I'm doing. As you can see, it works for me. And I hope that it will work for you too. Again, I do apologize for the length of this. That's why I told everybody right at the very beginning how to make the fix, in case I didn't have to sit through however long this is going to be.
We need more drunk people in Skyrim. That would make things 10 times more fun.
Oh, come on, it ain't that bad, Sophia. Ain't been into that no more. In any case, if you feel like taking up drinking, having to put up with me this long, then let's go craft something real quick. And hello, Draco. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna craft one of the travel lanterns at the forge real quick to show that the mod is active. I could try to go into my load order in here, but a lot of times for whatever reason it will freeze on me when I do that, and I'd rather not have to re-explain all of this, so. And again, I do apologize, but I'm not gonna cut load screens this time. This is just to show that everything is in real time as to what I'm doing. The only cuts that you'd be seeing would be the ones that I had to make when saving the footage before closing the app. Because otherwise, I would lose that footage. Hopefully it won't take too long. Okay, so let's go over to a forge.
You're someone who can get things.
Go ahead and access it real quick.
I like that.
The lanterns are over in the miscellaneous category. As far as I know, you have to buy the bug in a jar when catch a bug, but first of all, you'll see here's the lantern, but I have to craft a lantern itself to get the travel lantern. So, see that the travel lanterns have now been added. Let me go ahead and equip it real quick. And there we go. So, as you can see, mod is functioning perfectly fine. I was not missing any files, and for this particular mod, you aren't either. Now keep in mind, if you are missing files on a mod, if it requires a master file, another mod to function, possibly a patch. That's why you always need to read the mod description, because if you are actually missing files, then obviously this is not going to work. But this is for when mods like this claim you're missing files and you're not. So I hope that this helped you out. Again, I can't guarantee that will work on every version. I can just show what I do and that it works for me. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video. Take care.
This has been a Streaming Freedom Video Bulletin. Peace out.